Good morning viewers, good morning beautiful people. This is a very sunny day and I like the weather that I've been having spent for the last 2 days, I don't know, 3 days, maybe pale naishi ndio kuna hiyo weather. So guys, this is the Wave Talk Show. The Wave Talk Show is a show that brings you good discussions where we sit down with epic hot topics where we discuss that is affecting people globally. So today in my show, in the show, we're gonna have a talk about youth and political drive. Youth and political drive, we will be having a guest to explain to us. Even me, I don't know what is it. I don't know how it is, but we'll have someone who's going to explain it to us. Someone who is very, guys, this guest is very hot on fire. Sijui kama naogopa Ruto ama Ruto, lakini tutafuatilia hiyo baadaye, tutakuwa naye pale, tutamuuliza pale kwa comment section, tutamuuliza maswali zikuje kwa wingi, sio mimi msiniulize. So the one talking is Lisah. I'm Lisah Wanyande. Today I'll be your host for the show today. So maintain, keep up, comment, share, like, tell a friend. We'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, and also Instagram. We are all on Twitter, TikTok, all social media, all those that you know. So stay tuned. To my viewer, what is that makes you, that affects youth mostly down there? Like right now, when politics are, the government is changing stuff. The government, the economy in Kenya, like the government running is not. The government is not that. It's not. I can see it. There's some rapid. Every day we have changes. So what is that affecting you? How is it affecting you? Where youth pale inje, jobs, vitu kama hizo. So on my side I have a guest today, Mr. Makoha. This is the president. Mkisikia president, nimekaa na mheshimiwa. Unajua greeting is always good. Wakubwa, wache chai. Economy ni mbaya. Wache tu ya chai na maziwa na mkate. Mimi sina shida. Siombi mingi. Karibu sana Mr. Makoha.
Okay, thank you very much. As you have heard, my name is Mr. Robert Makoha Ngoho. I'm the official elected president Bunge la Mwananchi, that is in Nakuru County, and I'm also privileged to be part of the show, hot show.
Hey, this is hot. It's hot. Umesikia tu, is the Bunge la Mwananchi president in Nakuru County. The county that is only the virons of His Excellency Ruto. And how does it affect you in that area? Because is it the Bunge la Mwananchi? Tunajua kuna ingine na kuanga hot sana Bajakaranda, which is the national one. It is the national one. Yeah. So here they have their own support because they are Azimio diehard. Does the Nakuru Bunge also have? Are you guys the Ruto diehards also?
Mwananchi means sauti ya Mwananchi, and that's the voice of the people, and that's to say that Bunge is an all-inclusive platform whereby the people, and especially those one of the lowest rank, have the platform to air their views. And that's to say that we don't say that a given tribe or a given people are the ones who are supposed to be part of that platform. That's to say that all the people from all walks of life, irrespective of their ethnic backgrounds, are part of that Bunge.
Okay, so it is very surprising because I only know Bunge la Mwananchi is the voice of the people.
Yes.
But it's very surprising that it is in Nakuru too. That is part of the youth. And do you people come to the Kalenjin community? You know the Kalenjin community who are the real diehards of His Excellency Ruto, William Ruto. So does that mean you people collide, or is it only Luos? What is your language, your motherland language, maybe mother tongue?
As I said earlier, having Bunge as the voice of the people, and all the people, irrespective of their ethnic backgrounds, means that even if Rift Valley, where Nakuru is situated, is the stronghold of the President of the Republic of Kenya, that's Honorable William Samoei Ruto, you must understand that since the sovereign power belongs to the people, and we are the people, that is to say we fear nobody, including the president. And actually we respect him so much, but we are simply trying to exercise our sovereign power.
Okay, they say the government surely push that Bunge la Wananchi is where Gunism comes from. The people, the bad people who destroy properties, Bunge la Wananchi is the cause of all of that. So is that true? Because me, I'm just asking. Is it true? Because I see they always fight. Most of the people are arrested and the Bunge la Wananchi members, Kenya, I think in Kenya, if I say there are many parts of Kenya, but in Kenya, Kenyan-wide. Okay. So is it true that you people preach the bad politics? What do you do? Because we need to hear from you as the president of Bunge la Wananchi Kenya.
Actually, I beg to differ with you on that issue because right from the Bunge la Wananchi Jacaranda, the biggest one that is in Nairobi, Kenya, you realize that we normally follow the protocols. That's to say that we have some protocol and that we normally have some order. And anything that is spoken on the platform is actually in line of the draft constitution of Kenya of the year 2010. Therefore, even as we converge to air out our views, anybody trying to come out with something that is trying to taint the name of the Bunge is always dealt with in line with the law of Kenya. And therefore, I hereby state that Bunge la Wananchi can never and will never be a ground whereby Gunism is brewed and also where the criminals come to hide. We are there to fight for the common man, to improve their livelihood, because these are some of the people who may not be able to push the government. And us as the leaders who have that ability, we are there to keep our leaders into our accountable. And that is to say that Gunism cannot be whereby you want development for the people because you are fighting for them.
Okay, so you have said the Bunge la Wananchi Kenya is not a group where you practice Gunism, also practice to be against the government, the destruction of property. But mostly, it is not me who's saying, the government says, because we have walked around the jails, most people have been arrested in courts, we are hearing cases, people are saying, most people are arrested from the Bunge la Wananchi. So is this a way where the youths are getting harassed with the government, or what is the impact of that? Because if you say people don't practice the Gunism or the bad preach of politics or go against the government wills, what do you say? Well, majority, many people, many youth, the young people, because Bunge la Wananchi as boys, we could note the range of 23 to 35 years old, or 40. 40 is, I guess, the oldies. So does that an impact of you people? You sure you don't preach it? Because we want to make sure we need to go to the ground, because we have dug the ground. We have dug the ground. So we need to be sure. Are you really sure the groups you create? Because if they say in constitution it's not allowed, it is illegal to have a group of people, you people are discussing the government, talking bad about Mr. Ruto, you are insulting Mr. Gashagwa, so they are saying this is what the groups are preferably for, unlawful assembly. If they say it is unlawful assembly, what is they think of that? Okay, one thing I can point out is that in our country, Kenya, people tend to politicize almost each and every issue that comes across. And for us, I told you that we normally air our views in line with the Constitution of Kenya. And anyone who is given permission to speak in our podiums is that person who, first of all, has agreed with us that he's actually going to talk sense. We don't allow or actually expect a person once given time to use foul language to express their views or even pass across any burning issue. And one thing I should remind you is that the government is normally kept into check from all quarters of the country, and that is to say that right from the Senate, we have a body called the Senate, whereby through the Senate it acts as a watchdog, not only to the governors but also the government, such that anything that goes against the community guidelines or norms or customs, it is rectified by
the Senate. Same way to us who are in Bunge. When we realize that, for example, the people who are in political class and are leading the Senate have been silenced by the government or the presidents, we, as the people whose sovereign power reigns, we come out in large numbers to condemn whatever we believe that is against humanity.
So you're saying in large number, that means you people are the people part in Mandamano, you cause demonstrations. That's what you say, coming out in large numbers.
Yeah.
So you go to demonstration, you cause all the Mandamano as people know. Does it come from an order from above, or does the Mr. Raila Odinga, is Honorable Raila Odinga? How do you people coordinate yourselves? Because we see you in large numbers. You say large numbers.
First of all, it should not actually come from anybody. Be it Raila, Amolo Odinga. All this is actually instigated by our needs that pressurize us to come out in large numbers. And by the way, people have or need to understand that all this is enshrined in the Kenyan Constitution. When you look at Article 1 of the Kenyan Constitution, it talks about the sovereignty of the people. When we talk about Article 3, 6, 7, it also addresses the issue of assembly. Besides the assembly, there is also the issue of freedom of speech and all that. And therefore, it has not to be connected or aligned to the former Prime Minister or the current opposition leader, Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga. But just understand that anytime demonstrations and peaceful picketing is called upon, the people have reached a place whereby they can no longer withstand the pressure of the issues that are affecting them, and especially the high cost of living.
Why are the youth so determined of who wins an election, but the most excluded in sharing elections? So why are the youth more excluded, determine who will win? Because they always know. We didn't see a lot of celebration. We just see the celebration in your county. Nairobi, I don't know, because people are just in their houses, locked themselves inside. They were worried about their safety. But in Nakuru, in your county, how did you're so determined in knowing this is the person we're going to win elections for?
Okay, not only in Nakuru or Kenya, in the whole world, anywhere in the world, the youth play a very big role towards the candidate they believe that can carry the day whenever an election is carried out. And therefore, that's to say that the youth of this country are the majority when you talk about the people who have registered to be able to vote for any given candidate in any given position or slot. Therefore, it is so absurd that sometimes some candidates or some political parties come up with malicious ways of determining who is gonna carry the day when an election is carried out.
You mean malicious way? Do you mean the current government did a malicious way? Because we saw a majority of youths.
Definitely.
They over millions. They were preaching. They also determined that Mr. Raila Odinga was going to win the elections. So when they found the results was declared by the IEBC chairman, they changed. We didn't see a lot of the determination. They started sharing. Oh, more do you people know malicious? What do you say by malicious? Are you people there when they tally the elections, or how do the youths so determined on it? How you guys?
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Lisah. That is to mean that maliciousness comes in so many ways. During the announcement of the results from various sub-counties and even counties, you realize that it is a custom in our country, Kenya, whereby we normally see the live streaming in of the results. But besides that one, you realize that that one do not last for long. You realize that this streaming takes shape and continues smoothly for about the beginning 2 days. Then thereafter, the third day, whereby we believe that counting should be proceeding as it started, you realize that it remains constant like that. That's to say, it is very easy for the people concerned with the counting and the sampling of the results to tamper and even change the figures, either manually or electronically. So that is something that normally make the youth of this country to become so rude and go an extent of not coming into terms that they can actually own the announced results, given that even during the campaigns, you realize that on the ground people talk this way, in as much as we believe that what people say is not a direct translation of what should come out after the elections. We believe that even when the voting exercise takes place, there is always that candidate you believe that for whatever this person has been doing, he deserves to be the best after the rest. So that is it.
It's very interesting, guys. They say there are people tamper with electronic or devices. They use whatever malicious way that they can tamper with the elections. So, which means in the ground they're not in support of the government that is in, which they say the government tried to tamper. It is not me saying. This is where I hear the voices of the youth. So most of the youths right now say we don't want the government that is in him, because we heard from him when he say people they try to tamper with the elections so that they stole. In short, they stole the elections. Stolen.
Yeah, the elections were stolen, definitely.
Okay, that is from the president of Bunge la Wananchi, Nakuru County.
Yes.
I'm still very interested in the Bunge la Wananchi, Nakuru County. How did you guys come with Bunge la Wananchi, Nakuru County? Because we know Nakuru County is Mr. Ruto's region in large number. It's a bigger support, but that is a discussion really come with. It's coming next. So my question, with the second question, is this: what is youth? Why is youth participation in politics so important?
Okay, youth participation in politics is very crucial, very important, because this youth, same people we are talking about as the youth, are the leaders of tomorrow. Today we have the leaders. The youth who are condemning the leaders who do bad things when they are in power are likely to become better leaders of tomorrow, because I cannot criticize something then tomorrow I do contrary to what I actually criticize, or I repeat a mistake that I was trying to criticize, having seen that maybe it was not going hand in hand with the human rights, or maybe the way and the manner in which things should be done. Therefore, criticism is good, and youth are there to question and correct, because they are learning, and they should learn good things for tomorrow, because they are likely to take over the leadership from the wazee.
Okay, so in the leadership in the country right now, when you look at political leadership, we have only Babu Wino. We have the young youths, which is Honorable Babu Wino. He's now Dr. Babu Wino. We saw the other day him receiving a very good degree from
outside the country.
Outside the country. That is not in the land Kenya. So the only person we see, we have Babu Wino, Sakaja, and Sifuna. Those are the youths that are mostly active to run the country. Does that mean because now the old ones are going, it's like the old generation is dying off? So does that mean, is there any way for youth to participate, to be part of the election that is coming in 2027?
Definitely. Beginning with the Babu Wino himself, who is the Member of Parliament in Embakasi East, he has already declared that he will be running for the gubernatorial seats. That's the governor of Nairobi County.
What do you mean? Because, okay, you say Babu Wino will be running for gubernatorial seat in Nairobi. But we have Wanyande also campaigning. They are from the same party. So, does he tell you, you know, that is what we want to know?
No,
how
he doesn't.
People know?
He doesn't tell us, but
you people actually want it. You are in Nakuru, in Nakuru County, and we have, this is Nairobi. Nairobi, you don't talk about Nairobi.
You know, we have things that you just come up with information through logic.
Or logic when you
Others
are,
you observe the political wave, the way it is moving, and others you also read.
So do you think Babu Owino will win the elections for Nairobi County?
I cannot say that. I cannot say that actually it is too early for him to win. But for this second term he is in office, he's likely, or whatever he's going to do for the people of this country, sorry, is going to determine whether, you see, the caliber in which he's serving is somehow
He's
literal.
the best, so he's very literal.
Yeah.
And he's very open.
And there is a task, a heavy task ahead of him. You see, this position of the governor is not the same as that of the member of parliament. So there are things we expect him to do that will show us that given a chance, this gentleman can actually deliver for the biggest city of the caliber of Nairobi County.
So Nairobi people you hear will be having his honorable Babu Owino who will be running for governorship. That's we heard from the president of Bunge la Wananchi, Nakuru. He's from Nakuru, but he's already preaching for Babu. So I don't know. I don't know if Babu comes to visit you, but it's fine. So in Nakuru County, there's this rumor I read. I don't know. I don't know if it's a rumor, but there's an article that was written. Your governor, Susan Kihika, she does not reside in Kenya. She stays in USA. And she was supposed to be coming. She's supposed to be arriving in the country tomorrow. That is 1st of December. To meet the youths by giving the youths 300 shillings for saying, I don't know, thanks, vote thanks, thanks for vote. That's one. Yeah. What do you mean? You were saying you have Susan Kihika. How is the performance in the county of Nakuru?
Okay, as per now, out of 10, I will give her slightly 4. Because for one, when you are elected, it is you. It is your facial expression. We wanted to see that this is the person we chose based on her ability or his ability to deliver for the people. It's not good for us, after giving you the chance to step in office, we begin seeing other new faces which we never elected. There are realities that go around that this lady is assisted by the husband by the name Samburu. Samburu is the one who is leading, implementing most of the projects for Nakuru County on the behalf of the wife.
So you mean she left the husband running the county?
And she went to the USA.
And she went to stay there, or she's just there for business?
No, obviously, when asked such a question, she will tell you that she is on development tours, the way the president normally lie to us. Okay. But in a real sense, we know that all the key dockets of the county that should be undertaken by the county boss, who is the governor, are now left in the hands of the man who was not elected, the husband by the name Samburu. And that is bad for the country, because anything that is supposed to be done by the deputy governor, who should step in should the governor not be around, is now being done by the governor's husband. Okay. We don't recognize this person. Okay. And is likely to take the county projects into what we call jeopardy, because we did not vet him. We did not see his credentials as the best which can meet the criteria for running a county of the caliber of Nakuru.
Okay, it's very interesting, guys. We just had news from Nakuru County, so that the governor Susan Kihika leaves the project, the county project, to his husband, running the projects of the county, the budgeting, everything, the affairs. So, what is the take? What are you youths doing? Yes.
Youth of this country, we may come from Nakuru, but we are Kenyans. So Kenyans from Nakuru County and especially from Bunge la Wananchi are doing, or we are doing all that it takes to make sure that we elevate the people of Nakuru County by actually airing out what we believe that is not good. Because in a recent past we have seen a lot of evil things or activities that are associated with the governor. One of them, just to mention a few, it is alleged that the governor has actually grabbed a parcel of land that is belonging to the public. Are you getting that? Besides that, she's also not giving ample time to the senator, Madam Tabitha Karanja Keroche, to actually deliver her mandates and the things which she promised the people of Nakuru County. You understand that as a senator, the key role is oversight. And if you are not given chance to oversee, that means you are in office to be seen, not to be heard. And the fact that we are also reminded that the lady, the senator, has also declared interest into the 2027 gubernatorial contest.
That is Madam
The
Tabitha.
governor, yeah, that's Madam Tabitha Karanja Keroche. The governor is at unease. She's not taking the issue lightly, and she's not happy about it. Therefore, she takes space to come up with ways in which she can stop in quotes, the senator from reaching her dream of actually contesting for the same come the year 2027. And some of the things she's doing is actually trying to blackmail her and profiling the Keroche company, which actually deals with the production of liquor in the larger Nakuru County, in the larger Kenya as a country, and even in East African countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay. So this is about Susan Kihika. You said she grabbed land.
Yeah.
Is it an accusation or is it true? This land, let's say it is, yeah, she grabbed it. Do you youth go, how have your voice been raised to tell the president? Because I think the president is the boss of the country. Also all the CS, there is a shenaniganism. I went see Nakuru people go demonstrating or saying, complaining about grab the land that is grabbed Republic. They're about Susan, the governor Susan Kihika leaving the country, staying in abroad. So we haven't had youths come to compartments.
No, youths have come out in large numbers to condemn the heinous acts whereby you elect somebody, then the person does not deliver exactly what you elected them for. So for that reason, you realize that the grabbing of the land, as per now, you have asked me whether it is something which has been proven to be true or not. We have the evidence. We are waiting for that day she's going to challenge us, denying the allegations. Then it is when we are going to produce our evidence. The fact that Nakuru Bunge la Mwananchi works hand in hand with the opposition side of the county government, we get crucial information. We even have some malls who have been given positions in the county government of Nakuru. So anything that is dubious and we don't believe in it, and we have been given that concrete information from the intelligence department, we compile the information before we come on media to outline our issues and unfold some of the scandals that are mentioned in the county government. It doesn't mean that we just think of a bad way of addressing the issue, then we come out without having enough evidence. So we are very ready should the governor or her people come out to say that they shall be taking us to the court. In fact, that is the biggest mistake they can ever do. And if they try it, we shall be the happiest people on the planet because we already have the evidence. So, and she's not the only one. They claim, and the accusation extends to the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, that the plots are two, and one is for herself, another one is for the man who is the second in command.
Or in Kenya.
In
So
Kenya,
it is
definitely.
something that is working with the current government.
Yeah.
I will take you back. You just said the Bunge la Wananchi, that is youth in general in Nakuru, works in hand with the opposition side of the governor of the county, Nakuru. So does that mean Madam Tabitha Keroche is honorable? Does she sponsor you people, or how do you people work in hand? What is hand in hand?
The hand in hand.
And we have to know hand in hand.
Actually, by saying that we work, she's the one who gives us information. It will be very wrong. You know, there are so many ways in which you can get the information. Here in Kenya, when we talk about the national leadership here, for example, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga gets some crucial and confidential information which the government does not give him. So, never want to know how he acquires the information. But I've just said that I may have few friends, not only from the opposition side of the county government, but even in the county government side of the governor. She may have some of the confidential leaders whom at the end of the day, some of the deals they do there and a few of them do not agree with those dubious deals. They give us some information, but we can never disclose them unless otherwise. If things become messy, we are compelled to actually give out the real information that we got this information from this and this. And some of them we even record them whenever we are making phone calls. Some of them, we have some video evidence. So anytime we are called upon to justify anything that we are alleged to be the true information, we are always willing and ready. Because I cannot just say something that tomorrow someone is likely to sue me for defamation reasons. Are you getting that?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that is for Nakuru.
Yeah.
Nakuru County, we are very, I'm taking you back. You know, as we take information after information. You say the second in command in the country, Kenya, Republic of Kenya, is also involved in the land grabbing, which is attaching to his own governor, his honorable Susan Kihika.
Yeah.
How do you people get this information? Because, you know, as we wait for information, the media will want to know.
Okay, for now,
yes,
what I can say is that I may not disclose to you, but the quickest and easiest way in which you can learn how we get this information is for you to take us to court. If you try to take us to court, we are going to compile this information and say you told us, and the videos we recorded and the conversations when they were planning all those things. This parcel of land that is associated with the governor and the man who is powerful in this government is behind some few meters from the War Memorial Hospital, which had also been grabbed by some private individuals. Now, we are in problems. Even this humble person whom we used to respect and trust, that he is somehow different from other televangelists. I'm talking about Pastor Nganga. Pastor Nganga has also been associated with some land grabbing in the county of Nakuru. So you see, you should not be quick to denounce somebody when they mentioned that this and this has taken place, so and so has been involved, or his name has been involved in doing what? In a malicious deal that is being done at the expense of the common man who is a taxpayer. So the information about land grabbing is there, and we have evidence about the same. Kama unajua mahali kunaitwa Nakuru, hapa hivi karibu na War Memorial, karibu na Ubuntu party offices, you visit Nakuru, you'll be shown those two plots that are allegedly grabbed by the two individuals, and as I'm talking right now, they have now been fenced. The plots have been fenced and they are ready to be to be given some projects for the two. Wanataka kujenga mahoteli za kifahari. Yeah.
That is we had about the land grabbing in Nakuru. It's very sweet. We need to have a visit there.
Yeah.
So the youths, do you think the existing government is going in the right direction to benefit the people of the country?
Definitely not. The country is 99% headed towards the wrong direction. This one is ascertained through the manner in which from all the corners of the country, the Kenyans, the taxpayers, the voters woke up very early in the morning to go and exercise their democratic rights, are lamenting. They are lamenting because right from Medicare system, they are also lacking some basic necessities like the rights to the quality education. You can never acquire quality education. At times you cannot be able to pay school fees and keep your student or your pupil in school. Secondly, when we talk about education, for example, recently we had the KCPE results announced. This government is in power, and we believe that in their own capacity, they will have come up with potential people with the good qualifications to run various ministries that, like the Ministry of Education. But you see, the person who is in charge of the Ministry of Education, one, Mr. Ezekiel Machogu, cannot account for the manner in which the KCPE results have been. I mean, the KCPE exams were stolen. Don't forget that last year, the 2022 examination, and especially the KCSE exam, we had some schools that have never, in the history of the Kenyan examination, scored certain mini grades. And even in the final exams that these schools were sitting for, they had their students score lower mini grades. But you see, a school of the caliber of Nyambaria High School in Kisii County, these are schools that actually posted a very huge mini score. So this time round, the head of the institution was also dismissed based on some of the malicious allegations that he was colluding with some of the center managers and the supervisors and the invigilators, and actually he was intimidating them. You know, there is this person who has been given the task to do something, but you are giving him conditions, and you are not the person who is supposed to give them conditions. Therefore, this country is headed towards the wrong direction. I've just mentioned one mess in the education sector. Okay. Go to our hospitals. There are so many sick patients who cannot right now afford the quality Medicare system because some of them wamepandishiwa ushuru, wengine wameondolewa relief, na biashara yenye walikuwa wanategemea wauze mboga waende walipie matibabu, they have been overtaxed when they will try to go and acquire the raw materials. Therefore, business is not doing well. They lack the money to pay for the NHIF in various hospitals across the country, but the government keeps on implementing new directives towards continuous weakening of the people. So high cost of living is another one. People are sleeping hungry. We can no longer afford that unga, that cooking oil, that bread. In the history of this country, it is the first time that Kenyans are now purchasing a 500 grams loaf of bread at a cost of 80 shillings. The best shops you can get around, maybe that capacity goes for around 75 shillings. You see, during Kibaki's time, this is a bread that Kenyans comfortably purchase at a cost of 45 shillings. Sugar is now retailing at a cost of 490 Kenyan shillings for a packet of 2 kg. This is something that we have been comfortably purchasing at around 104 shillings during Kibaki's time. 200 shillings mark during Uhuru Kenyatta's time. Now, what is so special that during Honorable William Samoei Ruto's tenure, we are purchasing this same capacity of sugar at a cost of 500 shillings mark.
But we can see William Ruto said that within 3 years, the economy is going to change. The cost of living is going down. Unga will be bought at a lower price, not at the normal retail. And we can see, he assured us. So if the government, the youths are not supporting, it's going on a wrong way. Majority of the youths are saying, you say 99%. That means 1% it is on the status to support him. Or what do you people relate with 99%?
First
because
of all,
if we say 99%, that is a large number of that is 46
47 million
46 million,
Kenyans.
that is 99.
Okay, what I can say is that our president is known for double speaking, and it is very wrong, not only wrong but dangerous for a leader of his caliber. You know, when you stand on the podium to talk to the people, try as much as possible to tell them what is there and what can happen. You cannot purport to change the economy of this country, Kenya, in 3 years' time, yet in the first year, people are dying of hunger. People are dying of floods. You as the head of state cannot come out and tell Kenyans whether indeed El Nino rainfall is coming. You stand as a confused person. You first of all denounce that there is a likelihood that El Nino rainfall will not come along this time round. Then after 1 week, even if we normally say God's plan, after 1 week it rains heavily. What the English people say, it pours cats and dogs. And then out of shame, out of frustration and confusion, you come out to tell the Kenyans that actually, let's believe that our meteorological department did not have concrete information at time they were telling us to announce that there shall be no El Nino rainfall. So from now, people just know that El Nino rainfall is on. And by the way, did you people say that we were supposed to give out money for mitigation purpose? So this is a confused leader, and we don't want leaders of the caliber of our president.
Okay. So are you likely? This is my last question. When we close up, how likely are you to vote in the coming election in 2027?
There is a likelihood that a whopping 99% will vote against the current president. Surely he attempt or try to say that he is going to contest for the position of the presidency in this nation. Whoever the person that will be his opponent is none of our business, but we shall do what it takes to alleviate our country, Kenya, from the shackles of poverty and westernism, because our president has now been captured by the West and is being called the Western puppet. He has now taken part into the affairs of a developed nation, leaving Kenyans dying of hunger in a developing country of the caliber of Kenya. How can you talk of coming up with 91 billion shillings to go support a developed country in the southern part of America called Haiti, and that you'll be taking 1,000 of your soldiers to go and fight on behalf of a developed country? Is that not a very expensive joke? So should he attempt to stand and say that he is asking for our votes, he's not going to get those votes.
Is there any likelihood that Mr. Ruto is going to stand, is going to vie for presidency in 2027?
From the recent past, from the history, and from the using the word last will be so inappropriate and disrespectful, lakini ako na hamu ya uongozi sana. Are you getting that?
I get it.
He's definitely going to contest for the same.
Okay, because we remember when he was contesting and the inauguration was done, it was in Kasarani. We heard they say he's a two-term president, he's going to stay for 10 years. And then definitely after some time, I don't know if the stuff was not, this thing was not pushed by the MPs of the parliament. He wanted to stay for 20 years in the seat. Okay. So do you think the elections will happen in 2027? Because likely, do you have someone going to contest against His Excellency William Ruto?
Okay, to begin with, whether or not it's gonna be on the ballot, it can only be determined by the creator who created us. Because you may have the ability, you may have the skills to lead the people, but when God says that it's time for another person, we have seen this one in the recent past. People in the Republic of Tanzania wanted this man called Magufuli to go as many times as possible because he was fighting for the people and he was improving the economy. Today we don't have Magufuli. Same to the people of other African nations that have chosen to remove their oppressors. Therefore, by him saying that, or some of his MPs saying that the presidential term limits be extended, it is obvious that Wakenya huwa wanasema mbwa akibweka unatafuta mwenyewe, sio huo mbwa ametumwa na mtu fulani. It is him who has that lust to overstay in power, and therefore behind the curtains he secretly talks to the small boys of the caliber of Aaron Cheriot, the caliber of Murkomen, and this man from Nandi, Senator Samson Jaragay. Then they come to the podium and try to test the waters, telling us that, do you know that even our president can go for 7 years, then of course the second term, another 7 years.
So
and we are telling them...
That means they will be there for 14 years. That is the rumors they are saying. They said it. Yes, we heard Simon Cheroga is saying that.
Now, 14 years.
Do you people, what is the constitution? Because we have a constitution. Does that mean the government is trying to eliminate out the constitution for youths not to follow?
That's why we were telling you people that this man was malicious. He was not fit for the top office in the first place.
But
because immediately
8 million people voted for him. How do you
because he confused them by way of crying on cameras. They thought that they are now electing a saint to the office, but to their surprise waswali nini wa Kenya sasa wanasema kimewaramba.
Kimewaramba.
Because this is a person that uses malicious ways to get what he wants. Alinunua members of parliament for opposition. Constitutionally, that is wrong. Even before God, that is wrong. If you want this game to be fair, we must have two sects. You cannot have your own sect, I have mine, then you tend to combine the two so that you weaken the other side. Will that game be fair? Definitely not. Therefore, whatever he did was doing so that in a near future, should he have a desire to implement something that is contrary to the draft constitution of Kenya, that is contrary to the wishes of Kenyans, he could do it. He can do it without any opposition. A very perfect and simple example here. He never collaborated or engaged the members of parliament in the passing and signing of the law of privatization. Today, as we are talking, key public farms have been privatized and are lined up for what? For sale. Now, key buildings that we were born hearing about them like KICC, including himself, where does he get the guts to sell them? And what does 200 billion shillings do for Kenya? Because recently we heard that he had been given about 1.8 trillion by what? By the IMF. What has that money done?
So you mean it took, there's a loan that was taken 200 billion from the IMF? But we remember His Excellency Lambuto saying his government will not associate with any loaning from any banking or any country, Western country. But now here we're saying that they took a loan of 200 billion from the IMF.
By the way, before I answer you, do you believe that whatever he said is true, that his government will not associate itself with the behavior of borrowing?
I cannot really relate much, for us just we don't know.
Okay, that's why I told you that he's a double speaking man. Double speaking means you say this one at this time,
okay,
then by tomorrow you change the tune and add some salt. So this is a man, for your information, who has so far, in a period of 1 year, he has borrowed more than Uhuru Kenyatta had borrowed in a period of 4 years. Now ask yourself, in 1 year, if this person has borrowed that much, what will have happened by the time his 5-year tenure elapses? Mutamuka asubuhi mumeuzwa, my friend. Mnaambiwa amkeni mwende muoge. Okay, msiende muoge. Mimi ndio kusema hapa, because your country Kenya will be in the hands of the wrong people.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the youth's impact on all this? Because if you say future, you people are saying the youths you're preaching and the leader, youth representative leader.
Yeah.
You are saying in future, there's a likelihood where you can be sold.
Yeah.
Mwamuke mwoge when
Mumeuzwa.
So what is the likelihood of youth? Do you think youth are gonna have the power to overtake the government or have a chance fixed in the government that will be running initially?
Okay, youth may have the chance, and youth of this country are always willing to have the chance to change things, but unfortunately, the same government that was supposed to empower them,
yes,
and allocate resources to the youth have now been weakened. Quite unfortunate. So all in all, hata ukifungwa miguu na mikono, unaweza tumia kichwa kufanya hivi. In as much as we have not been considered to be empowered by the leadership of this country, we are going to use all the possible available means to make sure that we rectify and change and push what we can do in our knowledge and capacity.
Thank you so much for tuning in on the Web Talk Show. It has been so hot. There's a lot of questions that is running on my mind. The slavery war that you can come back, likely to come back, and also the colonization time. Me, I've read it on the books, and I've seen it in the books, historian social study. So what about your youth? What is your take in the future? Do you think the future is going to be the way we were promised, or the way we were told? So guys, it has been a nice conversation with His Excellency President Makwa, Bunge la Wananchi Nakuru. Can you tell what is your last remarks to the youth?
Okay, thank you very much, madam. My last remarks or my parting shot is that this is an encouragement to the youth of this country that we should not fear anything. We should come out, we should hold hands and work together and walk together. And should there be any need for us to march to the streets as provided for in the Constitution of Kenya, then we must do it to cure pamoja, because initially, whenever some parts of the country were demonstrating, some of the parts of the country were also saying that we were destroying their businesses. This is the time they have now tested what some few communities in Kenya are testing, and therefore we should now work as a team. And as a team, there is nothing that is going to defeat us. We are going to emerge the winner, and the oppressor will go home. Thank you very much. May God bless.
That is the remarks from Mr. Makwa. Amesema tukiwa pamoja itaweka mwelekeo ikienda. That is a Kiswahili word. So Mr. Makwa, do you prefer people are looking for on social media? Where can they find you? Tuambie tukutafute, tukudm la.
Okay. On Facebook they call me Treble Mugenge Jamaa. Treble Liters as the second account, Robert Makoha as the third account on Facebook. On Twitter, right now we call it X. Call me at treble letters. And finally, on Instagram, obviously you'll get me as Robert Makoha. Yeah, those are my official social media platform or handles, whereby Kenyans can actually look, access, and get in touch with me.
That was all from the Bunge la Wananchi, President of Nakuru County, and it has been a great time to have you, the viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll remind again, we were live on YouTube and Facebook, and also we are live on TikTok. So people, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, so that we can push this one. Lakini uchunge usibebe kwa barabara ukiwa slave. So guys, this is the end. We have to end. It has to end this way. So I'm your host, Lisah Wanyande. You can find me on social media at Lisah Wanyande, on Instagram on Lisah_. And to get us Aditech TV, we are on all social media at Aditech Media, Aditech TV Kenya, on Facebook, on Twitter Aditech TV Kenya, on YouTube Aditech TV Kenya. So remember where we say your world, your everything, where we usually have another little quote we say we are always one step ahead of you. Thank you so much and bye.